Hello, good evening. I hope you all are doing well. Continuing in our series, today we are going to discuss another question which was asked in 2022, Political Science and International Relations, paper 1, mains. So in paper 1 there was a question like question 1B which was asked for 10 marks, cultural relativism. So as in the previous video we discussed that UPSC many a time they just give you the word and now you are supposed to write your understanding of the word. As the scope is not to write too much, 150 words is the limitation. So here the importance of writing or how you present your understanding of the topic becomes very important in order to fetch good marks. Cultural relativism. We all know that this term has been in at the center of the discussion at the human rights forums. Okay, whenever there is a talk about indigenous culture, okay, when we talk about cultural imperialism, okay, which is taken as one of the effect of globalization. So first of all, like this question requires that we convey our understanding of what do we mean by this word cultural relativism, and then okay, how it fits in the overall political scenario of the contemporary times. Okay, what all theories are there, what are its manifestation, or what are the contradictions that goes with this word, how, why and in what situation it is invoked. Okay, so first we'll try to understand the meaning of this word cultural relativism. Okay, like this word was coined by Franz Boas. Okay, he says that there are certain central traits which are essential to any indigenous culture. Okay, a culture is known by that. Okay, it can be some practices in terms of organization of family, okay, values that is propagated among the society members, or it could be food habits, it could be the way of worship, it could be the dress that we wear. Okay, so Franz Boas. So now this word, the cultural relativism is certain practices or traits which are essential to an indigenous culture, which or community which makes it different from others. Okay, so cultural relativists, they argue that this must be respected, that cultural differences are natural. Okay, as different cultures have developed in different geographical, historical settings, so they have developed their own way of living and therefore it must be respected. So the good thing about cultural relativism is that it gives rise to tolerance for difference in opinion, like the way I eat, I dress, okay, or my way of living. Okay, so people should not force towards homogenization of these methods. So tolerance, it protects diversity. Okay, then sense of identity. Okay, sense of identity is supported. Okay, so cultural relativists, they argue for this, that there should not be that there should not be any compulsion or coercion for anyone to follow a certain path, okay, a certain way of living. Okay, everyone's way of living should be respected and accepted. Okay. Now, nowadays we have seen about interventions like human right violation cases are reported. Okay. Now I'll take some example to make this clear. Okay. Like recently in our country also there was a debate and lots of hue and cry was made whether girls from Muslim community should wear hijab or not when they are going to attend educational institutions. A lot of controversy was there. So the stand taken by cultural relativists will be that yes, they should be allowed. They should be allowed. There is no harm in doing that because they have been brought up in that way and it strengthens their sense of identity. Okay, and they should not be forced to become uncomfortable. Okay, so very valid point. That argument is given. Now on the other hand, there is an opinion that no, educational institutions should have a standard way of uniform. Okay, like that uniform should be followed in the school, colleges, etc. So there was a debate. Now a third argument came in that way was that it should be left to one's choice. Okay, whether they are comfortable in wearing hijab or not wearing hijab. So it's their concern. University authority or school authority, they should not be worried about that. Okay. So but cultural relativists support it. Like those then again another example we can take, that there is a community in Kenya, Maasai community. So first let us mention the controversies. Hijab controversy, India. Maasai community in Kenya. Okay, they firmly believe that boys should only be given the training of herding cattle, or so that they can become an expert shepherd. Then girls, they should be given the training to acquire skills to maintain household, like cooking, washing, okay, maintaining household, etc. And therefore they do not support them, support the idea of sending them to schools for education. Okay, so this has been part of their culture. Now here cultural relativists find it difficult to answer, okay, whether it is a denial of their right to education, okay, whether in the name of culture they should be denied the opportunity to learn, acquire knowledge and find or aspire for better life. Okay. So here you also agree that this has become now controversial. So gradually cultural relativism may lead us to some grey areas. There have been controversies regarding the implementation of Sharia law in some of the Islamic countries. Human rights violation of human rights cases have been reported from there. So how do we take it? Okay, like a girl in Jamford, like she was alleged to have some illicit love affair with someone, and therefore she was ordered by the community men to be flogged. Then again there was a hue and cry. So what should be done? Okay, they said that she does not have that right. Then some invoked that no, it is she was 14 years of age. Okay, so what is the age to define that whether one is free to make choices? Okay, so cultural relativism had been a controversial term. The central controversy that we will focus in our answer is like whether there are certain basic values which must be universal, as Immanuel Kant, he has highlighted categorical imperative that some of the values are and must be universal. Okay, so one is born as a human, so there must be certain values, okay, that should be granted to him or her, whether he or she belongs to any culture or any nation. Okay, categorical imperative, and therefore the universality of human rights. This question was asked in 2021. Okay, that we were asked to give our arguments. Okay, whether we agree to this, that human rights are universal or not. Okay, so according to this, yes, there are. Okay, but at the same time, we cannot deny this thing that we develop in a cultural setting. Okay, and if the entire process of acculturation takes place whenever there is one culture come in contact with another. So we will not move into the domain of sociology in this question. We will remain to this. So human rights interventions. Okay, as the political scientists, they have some of them have supported this to uphold human rights. At the same time, some have criticized it also, that no, this is unnecessary intervention to promote their financial or other interests, to further their national interests. So that is in the case of IR thing. Okay, so categorical imperative of Kant makes cultural relativism look something irrational, because there have been instances and there are instances where individual rights are compromised. Okay, rights which is guaranteed by a democratic state, or our modern society is characterized by certain individual rights. These rights can be compromised in the name of culture. Okay, for example, another example we can take, that in certain countries the cases of mutilation of female genital takes place. Now again, there is a hue and cry. So practicing that, or should society compel the members of that community to stop doing that? Again, a controversy arises. And as a student of political science, we all agree that there are certain basic values on which the entire edifice of state or polity rests. Okay, if we apply the same argument, then we will have to say yes to authoritarianism also, okay, dictatorship also. So we all agree that no, a state should be right centric. So here in this question, by giving these arguments, we must write that cultural relativism, okay, is good to an extent in the name of like promoting tolerance or maintaining diversity, as far as it does not lead to any kind of denial of rights or exploitation in the name of culture, or it does not lead to cultural chauvinism, or it does not lead to violation of human rights. Okay, as Jeremy Waldron has criticized cultural relativism, that it is anti-cosmopolitanism. Okay, Jeremy Waldron. So he has criticized this. Okay, so these are the areas or facets that we need to include in our answer. Okay, in the way forward, we need to write that, of course, in the end, things rest in the hand of the society, and more than society, the state, that how they uphold human rights or individual rights. So cultural relativism must not be projected, okay, as an excuse to compromise with this, okay, and the state must not be allowed, okay, to compromise this in the name of promotion of culture. Okay, many a time culture, like respect for one's culture may become too much and lead to chauvinism, cultural chauvinism, which is against the human values, okay, the ethics of a plural society. Okay, so the argument is that cultural relativism promotes plurality. So this is fine, okay, but the yardstick will be whether it is violating this or not. So some kind of way forward when we will write in this, we must try to strike a balance. So these are the points, like if we cover in our answer, okay, then it will make a sufficient answer or good answer, and we can hope to get good marks in this. Thank you.